What is going on, YouTubeverse? This is your boy, The Beagle, coming at you with a video for today. I was going to do a review of Raw and SmackDown, but after making the drudge trip through the 3-hour Raw and most of SmackDown, I decided to instead talk to you guys about the top 5 things that I think are wrong with the current WWE product and things that I would like to change. If anything I say you agree with or disagree with, leave a comment down below. I will be happy to discuss anything with you about this list. This list is not in exact order. I kind of typed up real quick so I can throw up a video for you guys. So let's get to the list. My first thing is the length of Raw itself and the length of pay-per-views. You know, with WrestleMania, yes, it was a good show. It was a decent WrestleMania. It just seemed to go on forever. It was too long in my book. And with the exception of, let's say, new start times for the the big 4, possible the big 5 from now on, going to 4+ hours. That's too much wrestling in one sitting. You know, we need to enjoy the product, and less is more in this situation, I believe. Raw weekend show consistently writing for 3 hours has to be an immense job for those writers to take on. I was a fan in the beginning of the 3 hours because I was like, oh yeah, and that's an extra hour of Raw we get to watch every week. You know, that was back in, I can't remember when they actually started all that. But now it's just, I don't know, I guess I don't like, there's not enough, there's too many promos for one. There's too many, backstage segments. There's too many segments on that just doesn't make sense. This following Monday would be the whole Kurt Angle telling Bayley she has to be friends with Sasha if she cared about the women's revolution and the women's wrestling, which I never understand. I mean, women and men both can have feuds and they don't have to like each other. Look at Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman this past Monday. They started off, Braun wanted to be Kevin's friend, and by the end he was flipping his car over. Don't really know how that plays into the whole thing, but, to say someone has to be friends with somebody kind of just, I don't know what they're doing with me. It's something that I was confused about it. But on the flip side, I'll get to this a little bit later, what Bayley did after her match was a shock and something I was very happy to see. So, I mean, if you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, tell me why in the comments. The next one will be not turning wrestlers heel that are getting booed and people genuinely hate. For example, Roman Reigns. I know most people don't like him because he gets shut down on first week in, week out, and he constantly wins, and he overcomes all the odds, and no matter what the situation, he always overcomes it, and he wins, and that's just something that, it takes the believability out of it. And yes, even though wrestling is scripted, I said in my last video, it's like going to a movie. You want to be sucked in, you want to believe what's going to happen here, you want to be on the edge of the seat, you want to be taken for a ride. And when you're constantly being told to cheer somebody you don't want to cheer, you get fed up. I stopped watching wrestling for the longest time. My brother had the best comment in the world. He said, I stopped watching wrestling because you could literally stop watching for 10 months or longer and then watch and pretty much not have missed anything. The same guys were going to be on top, the same females will be on top, the same champions pretty much bouncing the title back and forth, all that stuff. Roman Reigns should be a heel. He's already getting booed. They keep trying to put him, I think they're going to go with the whole storyline with him and Seth, against, I can't remember who they wrestled. Oh, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Keep putting him with faces because Seth is white hot as a face right now. He gets one of the biggest reactions I've seen in a long time, besides from Daniel Bryan, who every week will give one of the most, if not the biggest, reaction, no matter what he does. Bayley should be heel. We tried the whole Sasha heel thing, and yes, Sasha Banks makes it, sorry about that, Sasha Banks makes an excellent heel. But in turn, Bayley's always looked so weak. She is always getting beat down. She never really has that ounce of justification. Now this past Monday, when she beat down Sasha Banks and got the edge of it, I actually was elated. I was ecstatic that she got a monicum of revenge over Sasha Banks for all that she's been doing, or going back to Money in the Bank, and the fact that she went over and said, you ain't shit, and this is for everything you done to me, not just last week. That's the kind of attitude I like. And in a heel, you got to have an attitude. You got to have a chip on your shoulder. And something that Bailey had, and got rid of the hugger gimmick. I think she would do a lot better in her career. So, Adam Cole is the next one to bring up. If you watch the NXT tournament, or the UK tournament, I'm sorry, this past couple of days, he got the biggest reaction, in my opinion, of the entire show. I don't think there was not one person in the house who wasn't yelling, Adam Cole, baby! You know, not one person was not saying that. So, he's a heel of the Undisputed Era. And they are great. You can tell why he's a leader, because he is killer on the mic, he's killer in the ring. But as the reaction he's getting, I think he should be a face. I think they could keep him with him and turn the other two guys face, or they could face off and he could go solo. Either way, regardless, he'll adapt. You throw him in an environment he's not used to, he will adapt, overcome, and be the best at it. That's just how good Adam Cole is. So those are just a few examples of who I think should be heel and people I think should be face. Again, if you agree with me, let me know. If you don't, let me know and we'll talk about it. And if you think somebody else should be heel or face that the WWE refuses to do, let me know. Actually, I do want to hear from you guys. The next is the horrible writing for the TV, especially Raw. You know, SmackDown is okay for the most part. At least they were in the recent start of the brand split. They were dominating Raw week in and week out. They've slipped a little bit, but I think that SmackDown, you know, week in, week out, is the superior show. Even though Raw has, you know, all the big names. Well, at least most of them anyway. SmackDown has a few, but Raw's, you know, we've got a lot of stuff happening. But I think one thing that hurts, again, is this whole Bailey needs counseling storyline. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It's idiotic. It makes Kurt look like a stupid GM. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, no one said him and Shane McMahon when they had their feud, saying, oh, you guys have to like each other. Oh, you guys need counseling because you can't get along. Oh, you had a little bit of aggression, you know, throwing him through those two plate glass windows. I think it was King of the Ring. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Please correct me on that. But, again, it's the Daniel Bryan when he had to go through counseling and the whole no movement before the yes movement. And with Kane, that was comical. It had its spots, but really, I would have rather seen them fight it out. Wrestling needs to stay wrestling and take care of their stuff in the ring. So, 4, this champion's not appearing on TV. You know, Brock Lesnar only has a selected dates he can show up. So I kind of understand that, but at the same time, think how big the title is right now, like Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, anybody. I keep going. Held that title. And it was on Raw every single week. Now, it doesn't need to be defended every week, but at least be on the show. You know, I forgot Jeff Hardy was even the United States champion. Granted, I haven't watched SmackDown in a long time. I think this past Thursday or Tuesday was the first time I watched it in a long time. But I forgot he was champion. All the wrestling YouTube channels I watched, you know, I rarely heard him brought up. I feel like at least I wasn't paying attention. One of the two. But your main champion has to be on the show. He is the flag bearer. He's the one putting the entire show on his back. Put him in there because he puts butts in seats. But you can't put butts in seats if you're not there. If you're not going to be there, no one's going to know. No one's going to care. So I think that I hope Brock does wrestle SummerSlam. It doesn't look like he's going to do Extreme Rules. Okay, that's not one of the big ones. I understand. Wrestle SummerSlam. Drop the title. At this point, I don't care if it's Bobby Lashley. I don't care if it's Sami Zayn. Even though it's really unbelievable that he could, beat Brock Lesnar. But just put it on somebody that's there. But just don't, please do not put it on Roman Reigns again. He is an abysmal champion. Well, with the current writing they have, he's an abysmal champion. If they do one thing that I know is on the bottom of this list, I think he could be a lot better. So, just put your champion on TV more. And the last thing, these scripted promos. When you give somebody a sheet of paper and say, hey, memorize this, you're not turning them into a superstar, you're turning them into an actor. And not everybody has the ability and the cadence and the wherewithal to learn these lines, especially sometimes in on the spot, and deliver it with any conviction or any believability. This past Monday, the Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns segment, everybody's, a few people said it was okay, it was decent, they got better. I almost fell asleep. It's like two robots. I deserve two-faced Lesnar. No, I deserve two-faced Lesnar. No, you're stupid. No, you're stupid. Well, you're a dummy. You had a bad MMA career. You had a bad WWE career. You lost all these matches. You lost all this stuff. I didn't believe a word they were saying. And the fact that Lashley had a pretty decent MMA run, to say that he failed that and had to come crawling back is kind of pathetic, and I think whoever wrote that line didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So, those are 5 things that I think the WWE could change. And it would be for the better. It'd be better for the fans, better for the wrestlers, better for everybody. Cut the show down, cut pay-per-view times down, make the matches a little bit longer, make them a little bit better, a little less promos, a lot less scripted. Make it from the heart. Nobody that's writing, nobody in that locker room, writers or anybody, at this point in the stage, could ever deliver, an off-the-top, money-making catchphrase like The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, any of those guys, CM Punk. I still think CM Punk did a lot of his stuff. I don't think there's a lot of it was written. The infamous pipe bomb. You think anybody could write that for him? No, I think he had some actual grievances and he had actual problems with the company. He was just letting them out. They said, here, talk about whatever. Get it off your chest. And that was one of the most memorable, promos, I would say, probably in the past 10 years. So let them talk from the heart. If they screw up, you only learn by doing. I'm not the greatest video maker. I'm not the greatest YouTuber. I just started. My videos, are lower quality. They're not as long. I talk too fast sometimes. I stumble over my words, as you can tell. The only way I'm going to get better is to keep doing it. Putting more videos out for you guys. That's the only way I'm going to get better in life. That's the way you get life and better in life, period. Is just keep trying and doing and doing. And you will get better. Every basketball player didn't wake up one morning with an excellent jump shot or three-pointer. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, even LeBron James didn't wake up as good as they are. They were born with some God-gifted talents, but they had to work at to elevate those talents to make them a little better. So let the people, let the wrestlers learn from themselves. Let them develop some type of personality other than what you tell them they need to be. And I guarantee the product will be better overall for everybody. Put your champions on TV. Cut the pay-per-view times down. Let them talk how they want to talk. Let them know, hey, this is 2018. There's certain things you can say, and there's certain things you definitely can't say nowadays. Don't bring your champions on TV more. Make them your focal point. Yeah, you can have some storylines and stuff that doesn't involve titles, but your titles are your money makers. So, and if someone's getting booed, give them a heel run. See what they can do with it. Stone Cold has said, and a lot of other wrestlers have said, it's easier to be a heel than it is to be a face. Because as a heel, you can do what you want. As long as you're getting heat from the crowd, that's all that matters. So, again, those are 5 things I think the WWE could do to make the product better and make it more enjoyable for us fans. Again, if you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, tell me why. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Share this video and subscribe. Again, I'm learning too. This is only the beginning. We will get better. Until then, I will see you next time.